Hey guys, I'm just really quickly going to explain how to input a LUT into Premiere and how to use them on your log footage. So just to quickly explain, a LUT stands for lookup table, and it's essentially just like a default. If you put some log footage in this is the kind of look that it will give you. So it saves you a lot of time when color grading, because color grading with log footage without LUTs is very time consuming. You get a lot of control, but it's very time consuming. So firstly, what LUT are we looking for? Well, generally a good place to start is a Rec 709 LUT, so a log to Rec 709. Rec 709 is kind of like the standard profile that you might get with a lot of cameras, but because you're still shooting it in that log footage and then turning it into a Rec 709 with the LUT, that actually you still retain a lot more control than if you had used that normal picture profile. Therefore, it just makes your life a lot easier, because actually you can instantly get it to sort of look like it would do bog standard out of camera, but you can retain that control to bring up or down those highlights, shadows, colors, all of that stuff. You still get all of that goodness. Another point I'd like to make is that perhaps sometimes it's good to use more than one LUT, or to use one LUT but not on 100% opacity. Play around with the opacity. If you sort of like a little bit of the feel it's going for, but you think it's too extreme, then it's really no big deal just to change the opacity. Also, if you wanted that base Rec 709 look, but you didn't want it 100% and you still wanted to retain a bit more control and you wanted it to maybe look slightly flatter, then set the opacity to something like 80% and then you can play with it how you'd like to. It's really important when finding the right LUT for you that you actually use the one that directly relates to your log footage. I'm not going to recommend shooting C-Log and then using a V-Log LUT, but there are tons of these online. They're super easy to find. But yeah, just make sure that if you've shot F-Log, that you're using an F-Log to Rec 709, for example, because if you're using like a V-Log to Rec 709 on an F-Log, it's probably not going to look good because there is massively different color science between the camera brands. Cool, I've now really quickly explained LUTs for you, how to find the right ones, and just a little bit about them. And now I'm just going to really quickly hop onto my screen over here and show you how to actually input that into Premiere. So what you want to do is you want to get your log footage in here. I've actually got some C-Log footage in Premiere now. So I'm just really quickly going to go up to New and create an adjustment layer, and then put that adjustment layer over the length of the clip. Then I'm going to hop over to my color tab. And in my color tab, you can actually see that there's a little thing called Input LUT. I'm just going to click on that. I'm going to go and find the LUT that I'm actually looking for. Play around with a few, as I said. You don't, just mess around with them. Maybe mess with the opacity, see what feels good. And then boom, stick it on there. Okay, now we've got our LUT on our adjustment layer now. Actually, if I did want to go and mess with that opacity, that's where I'd do it. I'd select the adjustment layer, go into Effect Controls, and you can play with the opacity in there. And there you go, you don't need to be a pro color grader to shoot in log and get nice looking footage. Just make sure you've exposed it correctly and the LUT will do a lot of the work for you. I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for watching.